Hello, I'm Gwilda Redmond, and this is the Elevating Women in Business podcast, where we talk to women entrepreneurs and business owners and learn their incredible and unique strategies to finding success. Hi, I'm Gwilda Redmond, and I am the host of Elevating Women in Business. And today we have kind of a panel. So BC Women's Business Network is putting on a summit in October on the 18th. And it is called She Blossoms in Business. And the amazing thing about this summit is that we have 3 workshops that you actually are hands-on, you're doing the work while you're at the summit. And we have 3 workshop leaders. And we have Linda Easler, who is our MC for the event. So we just thought it would be great to kind of get together and just talk about exactly what we're doing and what the idea was behind the summit, and also how beneficial it will be for everybody that comes. I'm going to hand it over to Linda. She's going to ask us some questions, and we'll just have fun with this.
Okay, ladies, here it comes. Are you ready for this? So, Gwilda, I wanted to ask you, like the summit, the She Blossoms in Business, like what is it designed to do? What is the purpose behind the She Blossoms in Business? What is your hope? What is your dream of the outcome for this workshop?
Okay, as far as like the whole summit, it came about kind of because of the people that we have in our networking group. A lot of us are solopreneurs, we're entrepreneurs, but sometimes you don't know what you don't know, and you start these businesses with a great amount of passion, and then you start floundering and you're not sure why your business isn't growing. Or maybe you've done all the planning, you've done everything, but you just, every once in a while, you got to reevaluate and you got to go back, take that step back and work on your business plan. The parts of the business plan that is in my workshop are writing your vision and mission statement. We'll also talk about values for your business, and we're going to talk about who your ideal client is. And the important pieces, all of these important pieces, identify your business and identifies who you're speaking to. So when you're marketing, rather than just putting out blanket marketing, throwing it out in the wind and hoping someone hears it, you're speaking directly to somebody. So our ideal client has specific needs and wants, and we're speaking directly into that. So my hope for this, my workshop in particular, is that women will come away with this sense of knowing exactly who they're targeting in their marketing and how to target them, how to target so that they hear. Because we all know that when you kind of do a blanket marketing plan and you throw stuff out in the wind, that nobody hears it because it's not specific to anybody. So
Got it.
Making your marketing specific to somebody, they're going to hear it. Doesn't
So
mean you won't help everybody, but
are you going to dive into like practical strategies, or what are you going to give us? What are we going to take away and come away with in our toolbox from your workshop?
Well, you'll come away with it. So we're going to actually write our vision and mission statement right there. You're going to identify all of your values. We're going to talk about marketing and how we speak directly to our ideal client. Each of these workshops are about 25 minutes long of talking, where we're going to walk you through those steps, and then 25 minutes of actually doing the work. So when you get your workbook and you're sitting at the table and now you've heard, how to do it, then you've got time to sit there and actually complete the work, or at least get it started and be able to take that home. So you've got something tangible. When you go home, you've got the workbooks that basically are full of templates to complete all the work that we're going through. So even if you don't have time right then, you have all of those tools and templates to take home with you. And also all of us are within the group, and we're here to help as well. So each of us have our own coaching leadership businesses. And so we're always available as well.
Awesome. I really like the hands-on approach, because so many of us, like we come to these things and we listen, we learn, but we go home and your notes are put on the coffee table. Like, I'm really happy to hear that we're going to be there and we're going to start and do it and implement what we've learned.
Mhm.
So that's brilliant. I really love that. Thank you. So you are the founder of BC Women in Business. So you have the first workshop. So I think Julie Fairhurst, Julie, you have the second workshop. You're a seasoned author, a writing coach, and the visionary behind the Women Like Me book program. Amazing in itself. So you are doing the second workshop. So if you can share a little bit about what you hope we will gain from your session.
Sure. So the one thing that a lot of people don't know about me because they know about the books and the book program is that I had an extremely successful award-winning sales business for 34
Oh,
years. And so a lot of people don't know that because of course I'm out here doing books now. And so how I can bring my sales background and my writing business that I'm doing now together, and it's to bring their business story together. It really is their superpower. So when you go through your workshop with Guelda, you're going to come to me already with a pretty good idea of how to figure out who your ideal client is going to be, or you might even know by that point. And so then with me, we're going to speak to that ideal client. We're going to delve into why are you doing the business that you're doing? What was there that made you do it? There's a why for all of us, for every single one of us. And we need to really tap into that why. And then once we really understand why we do it, why are we passionate about it? What are we wanting to achieve from this business? How do we want to help people? Now we're going to get that story out of you and we're going to craft it into a story that's going to work. So everybody has a business story. Every single person, corporation, doesn't matter. We all have a reason that we're doing what we're doing, and it is our business story. And if you want to attract people in this day and age, they don't want fluff. They want real. They want to know that you were in a place where they maybe are now, and that you're the one that can help them. Because what's going to set you above those other 10,000 coaches, those other, all those other coaches or salespeople or whatever it is that you're looking for? And the way you're going to do that is you are going to be able to tell them exactly who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and what you offer them, and why you're the one to help them. Just like just mentioned to you, I have a background 34 years in sales and marketing. That's so important for me to be able to mention that, because that starts to say, she's writing, she had an successful sales business. We can put those two things together and I can now help them to craft that. They need to be able to explain why they're the one
right.
to their ideal client. And then the other thing, Linda, that's so cool about getting your business story down pat is that now you've got a marketing piece that you can use in your social media. You can start to do little snippets of your business story and start to put it out there into the world. And you start to attract people that were either in that situation, or they see something in you and that truth that you're speaking that draws them in. And those are the people you want to work with, because just like Gwelda said, you can be throwing all sorts of stuff out there and hoping and crossing your fingers that something sticks, but marketing takes a lot of time. It's expensive. uh, it's just a lot of our energy, and if we're just not really dialed in, that's the key. And so with your business story, you'll know it. You'll be able to just tell people quickly. People will understand right away. They won't be confused about what you're doing. And then you'll also have some material that you can use for marketing.
Brilliant. And it's like that attraction marketing, right? It's like you're speaking to somebody who feels like she knows what I'm going through. She's been in my shoes. Like, yeah, yeah.
It's so, so
Nobody,
important.
nobody wants to be shown the product of your business. They want to hear the story, and I'm just learning that myself and going through that myself. So I think that's amazing. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
I didn't know that you had that business, so I just learned something today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
The
not my
book
focus.
lady has another
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. And you know what, the sales and marketing is not part of what I'm focusing on in terms of what I do. But when it comes to helping business people craft their stories, I've got expertise in both areas.
Oh, brilliant. I am so excited to hear you speak and attend your workshop. This is getting nearer. It's not that far away. And it's like, woohoo. Fatima, you have our third workshop. And I know that you're a speaker and you're a leadership strategist. It's the teeth. And you're a goals coach. Can you give us a snippet of what we're going to learn in your workshop and what we're going to walk away with?
Absolutely. One of the reasons I'm so excited about this conference is I'm very much a systematic thinker, and my brain very much thinks in the order of events. Got to do this and then this, and just laying those things out. And I think what's really brilliant about this conference, in addition to being so practical, instead of just coming in and you're having motivational speaker, you go, woo, and then go home and be like, I didn't actually take away anything practical. Like, yeah, I'm excited, but how do I apply this? And so the workbook that the audience will be getting, it's going to be their business bible, so to speak, which they'll look at it over and over and over again over years to come. And with my workshop, it's again my brain thinking sequentially. It's the natural next step in your business development. So Guelda talks about your vision, your mission, and your values. And Julie talks about your why and really your messaging and who you are and why is this important to you. And then I come in after that to talk to you, okay, about how do we actually turn this into actual practical, actionable steps to take you to the next level in your business. With the goals thing, a lot of people don't know this about me, but my background is in the nonprofit sector.
Mhm.
I have experience working with people in very dire situations. I've worked with new immigrants and refugees. I've worked with individual experiencing homelessness, um, or at risk of homelessness, or already having been homeless. I've worked with women who are fleeing abuse or at risk of violence. And when you're dealing with someone who's in crisis, whether that's dealing with business anxiety, about, okay, where's the next client going to come from? Where's the next contract going to come from? Or I'm overwhelmed with next steps. I don't know what to do, versus, oh my God, my brain doesn't have roof over my head. The trauma response is similar, like your brain doesn't differentiate between that. And what I find is a lot of people have really good ideas, but they struggle to put those ideas in writing. They struggle to break those ideas down into actionable steps. And
Mhm.
so that's what my workshop will cover, using your vision, mission, values, and using the story that you've built and have come to acknowledge through Julie's workshop. We will then turn that into actual goals and the different steps. We'll talk about what hasn't worked in the past with the goals, what has worked with the goals, and what people will be walking away with is again a template that they can go back to once again set future goals, but also remember what their goals are and to continue to work on them. And by leaving the workshop or the conference, they will actually have meaningful goals. to work on. They will have those goals before they walk out the door. It's not just, hey, here's how you set goals, and now they have to go home and try and come up with those goals. No, they will have those goals before they walk out the door, and they will know exactly how they're going to action them. And we'll also talk about more big picture goals, and we'll do some visioning work as well that will complement the rest of the conference. And yeah, just collecting my thoughts. But basically, that's what the workshop is going to be, helping you narrow down those goals and break them into actionable pieces.
Brilliant. Oh my gosh. Guada, you've arranged for such a informative, action-packed summit. You've got workshops, you've got these speakers. Can you like give us a sneak peek, just a sneak peek about maybe our keynote speaker?
Oh, yes. Oh, we're so excited. Kim Mallory is our keynote. She's done a lot of speaking. She puts on transformative events on her own. She's actually a realtor. She's got her own health and wellness business. She's faced challenges that she's overcome. She's really going to get us motivated and ready for the work that is going to follow. And I think that's going to be really important to really set that tone of, what hard work can get you, and then to sit down and actually do it. Because I'm sure that everyone by the end of this workshop, by the end of this summit, are going to be exhausted from the amount of brain work that they're doing. But then they're going to go back to their desk with their brand new business Bible and just be able to open that and go, just do it. And, they've done all the work. Now they just have to sit down and actually implement, which is, I think, so unique from a lot of conferences that I've been to. Like Fatima said, a lot of them, they're great for motivating and inspiring, but you get home and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh, wait, but how? And we're giving the how.
The how.
And like Fatima said, we start at the beginning and we don't stop there. We take you right to the point of building your goals up. And yeah, it's almost like getting, I don't know how many months worth of coaching in one compact thing. For $100, you're getting a lot of coaching sessions that we're compacting in, and also lunch.
Yes.
I was going to say that, like, spill the tea on the food. We all need to know about the food.
Oh, yes. So actually, it's going to be catered, and so I'm so excited about it. And there'll be, coffee, tea, and goodies throughout the day as well, because we have to keep feeding our brain to keep waking it up. Lots of coffee to keep us all awake. But yeah, I think the outcome for people with coming to this is going to be absolutely invaluable for them to, maybe they've thought of that, as you're talking around the table, you come up with things that you've not even thought of before. Other people will have ideas. One of the speakers will say, you'll go, oh, wait a minute. So there's room for notes too. You write in your, in the, what do you call margins, whatever. I think that everyone's going to be coming away with this, just not only with their Bible. I love that. I love business Bible. That's exactly what it is. But then they reuse that business Bible for every time they want to reevaluate where they're going. Because let's face it, things change, right?
Yeah. And I guess like it wouldn't matter where you are in your business, whether you're starting, whether you're in the middle, whether you're coming to the end of the planning and the goals and sort of organizing everything. So you kind of meet everybody where they're at, right? By the sound of things, with all the different workshops. So it's very well rounded. So I have a question for you, though. So I know I've got my ticket, and what would you say to somebody who's on the fence, sitting on the fence and thinking, well, shall I go? Shan't I go? Apart from saying, get your butt off the fence, what would you say to them? Get your butt off the fence and get the ticket. What would you say to them in terms of what you're missing out on? Because I think it's a great opportunity, but over to you.
Yeah, well, I'll give my answer, and I'm sure
Yeah.
the other ladies have
Yeah.
answers too. But I think for me, I look at business as it's kind of like a child. You have to feed it.
Mm.
You have to, I mean, if it's going to grow, you've got to feed it. And this type of conference is an investment in feeding your business. And whether you're brand new or whether you've been in the business for 10 years, it's never not a good idea to sit down and go through this all over again and just make sure that you're on the right track, because things do change. And so
Right.
I think that if you don't go, if you do not take advantage of trainings that are available, you can get a coach and spend $10,000
Yeah.
a year, or you can come to this and get a lot of that work done for just $100. So it's kind of a,
Yeah.
but seriously, I mean, businesses, you have to invest in them. You have to invest in them in order for them to grow. You don't know what you don't know. And you always, with all of the networking that is going to be there as well, with all of these women, you don't know who you're going to meet. You might meet your next amazing collaboration partner. You may get ideas that just boom, right? And so if you don't go, you're not going to get that.
Right. I mean, if you're the sole entrepreneur of your business, you're not only investing in your business, you're investing in yourself, right?
Absolutely.
And we all need to invest in ourselves. So yeah, I agree. And the networking opportunity is amazing because you've got all these women there, and you know how women, we like to talk. So hey, it's going to be an opportunity to mingle and get to know different people, right?
Yeah,
Can I add something?
I'll just chime in if that's okay. I think that it's absolutely amazing, this summit. I think from the second that it starts, I think till it ends, with speed networking and then having some time at the end to change business cards and all of those kinds of things. I love attending things like this. I always get something out of it, always. And sometimes I might think, oh, well, what are they going to teach me? Oh my goodness. As you said, Gwilda, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And so I think that it is so invaluable to be able to go. And I think the other thing is too, is maybe, sometimes people need to get a spark back. And these kinds of events will help people to get their spark back. And I love what you and Fatima were both saying about taking your Bible home with you. I've been to Tony Robbins. I mean, I've been to some where I paid a lot of money to get up front to go to these events. And there was a lot of hoo-ha and fun going on. But when I got back home, and after a couple of days later, all I had was my scribbled little notes that I couldn't make head or tails of. And I still have them, but they're not super helpful. And I think what I love about this is that it's going to be so well structured that as they go through each workshop, they've got everything to be there to write in, and they, as you said, will have it when they go home, and then they can review it, and it'll just be there for them. I just think that I think that it's that time of the year too. Getting ready for the fall and into 2026, which I always say, do you want to keep living the same year, the same month over and over again? And why do we do that? Because we get stagnant. And so these types of events help us to get out of that stagnant, get our spark, as well as learning some new things. And you don't know who's sitting at the same table. You just don't know. Yeah.
Right.
And
you get lunch.
I also wanted to add to that, actually. I love what Julie said. You don't know who's sitting next to you. But also, here's the thing. I am personally I get very easily put off by things that are gimmicky, things that are like rara. Again, like I said, give me practical, give me strategic, give me steps. I know the word strategy makes a lot of people nervous, but really breaking down the steps is important. And in terms of networking and who is going to be there, I also find that a lot of conferences that I go to, people tend to be drawn to people they already know. They want
Mm.
to go sit next to the person they know. They want to hang in that circle. The only time you're interacting with other people is maybe right before the conference, maybe lunch break, maybe a little bit after. Sometimes you get that clingy friend who won't leave your side, and you're like, I'm actually here to build my business, please. But one thing that I love about this conference is we actually have dedicated time for speed networking.
Mhm.
And so you will get to go around and meet a lot of different people. You're not just going to be sitting at the table with the same group of people. I think that's something that I haven't seen happen at other conferences that I've attended, and I've attended lots. And I think really pushing people outside their comfort zone to get out and circulate around the room and meet faces that they wouldn't have otherwise interacted with sitting at their table and staying by their table is a very valuable component of the conference.
Awesome. And Guado, the other thing I forgot to ask you is, I mean, we've got these fabulous workshops and this great summit. I heard something about the opportunity of being a sponsor. Can you share that with us?
Oh yeah. So, one thing with our networking group that we've really learned is we have these amazing, amazing women who really want to support other women. And so we put together two sponsorships. There's gold and there's the platinum VIP. So they're a little bit different. There's that gold is $200. It comes with some advertising and some shout outs and just that ability to kind of just feed into other women a little bit as well. And then the platinum VIP, there's VIP seating, so you get up front and personal with the speakers, and there's also tables. So there will be a few. I don't even want to call them vendor tables. They're like information tables in a way. Like there will be products and stuff, but they're basically there. You can go and speak to these amazing business women and learn what they do and ask questions. And if there's something there that you want, that I'm sure that they would sell them as well. But there's a lot of like service-based things, so you can really be able to talk to each table who's there, and there's also their advertising. So of course with the VIP there's more advertising, a little bit more stuff. So but yeah, so there is that opportunity that we would just love anyone who wants to come alongside. There's you get up front personal in our Bible, our business Bible, you're in there. So these people are taking you home too, right? So it's a great value.
Awesome. Awesome. And this is in Langley, and this is happening on October 18th, Saturday, October the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm so excited to attend. Like, this is going to be amazing. And like we've all talked about, I think that, to be able to take home business Bible that we can refer to anytime at home, it's not something that, you go learn, you listen, you come home, you forget, you don't implement. Your business Bible is going to be there in front of you all the time. So amazing. Thank you.
And I think the really great part about it is that, our speakers are all local and they're all part of the networking group.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is a need to go a little bit deeper, a little bit further, we're very easy to find. And, you might have a question, maybe something our brains can only absorb so much, but, that's something as well, as we're all accessible to help you further if needed. So that's a huge part of it as well. We're not just, flying in and flying out.
We're
Good luck.
driving in and driving out.
Driving out.
Yeah.
As long as you don't fly in, fly out, drive in, drive out, and take the food with you, it's all
No.
good.
Yeah. That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
So, any closing remarks? Any closing comments from Guelda or Judy or Fatma?
I was just going to say that if you want to learn a little bit more about it, we have a page on our website. So our website is www.bcwomensbusinessnetwork.com. And along the top, in the tabs, there's meetings, and in there it lists all of our special events as well. And we have lots of meetings as well. So if you're, if somebody has never heard of us before, check that out as well. But yeah, so you can check out that. It's got a little bit more information about the speakers and the workshops, what you get for your dollar, what the sponsorships include, everything like that, and a link to make a purchase.
And if somebody hears about BC Women's Business Network and they want to look you up and find out a bit more, you're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
And they can listen to podcasts too on the YouTube, right?
Yes.
I know
Yes.
that you've got a lot there. So there's amazing opportunities for them to find out more information.
Mhm.
Have I missed anything with different platforms that my brain won't function now?
Well, I think that
Yeah.
also in the notes of the our meeting notes here, Guelda will have that in there. So all of the links will be in there as well.
In
So
there,
it should be easy for people
Sure.
to be able to find us if they just check the show notes.
Yes, show
Okay.
notes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The show notes.
Love the show notes.
Yeah.
There's no
yeah.
way of hiding. We're going to be
No.
found.
No. I would just like to say in closing is that if you're struggling, there's no shame in struggling. We all have struggled. My first 18 years in my other career, I went to the food bank and I went bankrupt and I starved and I had bill collectors calling and I wanted to give up, but I didn't. And I found myself some help. And 34 years later, I made a spectacular income and I did very, very well. And that also helped me to go on to what I'm doing now with the women's group and helping women with their true life stories. So the struggle is real. We've, most of us have pretty much always been there, but we can't force anyone to step out of their shell or to come. But I would just like to encourage them to know that we're all just real. Sometimes people look at people and think, oh, well, oh my goodness, I could never do what Julie does, or I could never do what Fatima does, but really we're just real. We've been there, we've done that, we've been there and done it again. And with the help of other women, we've come out of it. And so that's what we want to do. We want to help the women that are struggling and be able to share what we've learned and our wisdom so that they can not have to struggle so much or to stop struggling at all.
Yeah. Power
And I
to the
also
women.
find BC Women's Business Network is such an authentic group of women. I will honestly say I found this group and also this upcoming conference. I would call it a hidden gem, is what it is. I have been to a lot of business networking groups. I've been to a lot of conferences, but specifically with business networking groups, I have found BC Women's Business Network to be the best, not just the best women's business network group, the best networking group, period. I find everyone within the group is very authentic, very real, very compassionate, genuinely there to help each other. It is not a group where you go around forcing your business cards onto other people. Conversations and connections come first. And that's what I hugely value about this group. And so if you are worried about attending the conference going, oh, I'm going to be in front of a bunch of salesy people, It's not going to be like that. It's very much a hidden gem of business support communities out there. And I really hope to see as many people there as possible taking advantage of this opportunity.
Mm. I like, Fatima, how you've just said, like the BC Women's Business Network, it's all about networking. And networking does not mean selling and recruiting, it's building relationships and getting to know each other and knowing the different businesses that women have there. So I really like that, because you can't do business with somebody you don't know, or you don't like them, or you don't trust them, you don't, they've just come out of nowhere. So this is brilliant that you've mentioned that. And then Guada has built the network on that, is the like no trust factor, and networking, not selling. So that is huge for somebody starting out, right?
I think that was a great thing to mention, Fatima. I really do. Because there's nothing worse than going somewhere and then somebody spending, and no offense to people who do that, because that's part of why they're putting on their event. But with our event, it's not about selling our services to everybody. It's about sharing our wisdom and giving people a helping hand.
Mhm. Yeah.
No gatekeeping,
Absolutely.
right? So yeah, it's
And I think I've particularly enjoyed everything, the process leading up to this conference, because as speakers, we're not just speakers who come in on stage and then leave and then that's it. As speakers, you're invested in the development of this conference, making sure that we're working together collaboratively to give the audience and the women the best possible experience. Most conferences, you do have a speaker is just a speaker, is a speaker. They come in, they go on stage, they do their thing, and they fly off to the next conference. This is not the case. We're there. We've been part of building this experience for women. We're going to be around throughout the conference to support the women in there. Any questions they might have, something they want to ask more privately. And I really appreciate you sharing what you did, Julie, because you're right. We all have stories and we've all had struggles and ups and downs, and that's really what's so important about this cohort, is the realness of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the unique parts about that, Fatima, is the fact that we're not just speakers. We all got together and we figured out what each section needed to be. And we worked with our expertise in the different areas, but all of us could probably do all of it. It's, but we worked together and we structured it in a way that we know people get the most value out of it. They're gonna, and it just feeds, that each workshop feeds on the next one. It's going to be amazing.
Guada, do you hope for this to be an annual thing, or just for this year? Or I know I'm just asking a question.
I'll say this: every time I plan things so far ahead in my mind, and when they get closer, then my stomach starts going blah, blah, blah. And every time I go, yes. But the events while I'm there and seeing what people are getting out of them and hearing how the group or the events that we hold impact people personally and professionally, I can't imagine not doing it again, because now I'm going to need help figuring out what our next step is, because I would love it if each of our conferences kind of feed on each other in some way. There'll be some sort of a theme to it, but this one has been a real labor of absolute love that we just cannot wait to be able to share this and know that people are going to grow from it. And I am really open to ideas for next year, but I'd love to keep doing it. I really would.
Amazing.
We're here to serve.
Don't forget, we're recording this, so we have you.
Oh, now it's out there.
Now it's out there for everyone.
You know, hold me to it. Here's my rubber arm. Well, thanks, ladies. Again, this is Elevating Women in Business podcast. Please subscribe. Our podcast is all about having business women come and share their tips and tricks and their successes and, you know, their struggles as well, so we can all learn from each other. Please subscribe and we will see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and check the notes for information about our guest. I invite you to join us at the BC Women's Business Network to meet many more amazing women. Hit the subscribe button and join us again next time on Elevating Women in Business.